How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to break down the upcoming game between the Northampton Saints and Newcastle Falcons. This game is just almost guaranteed to be sure fire because we don't know what to expect, especially when you are a Northampton Saints fan. You don't know what you're going to be getting week in, week out. You don't know what competition to watch, what competition not to. We've seen them absolutely explode when it comes to the Champions Cup. When it comes to the Gallagher Premiership, honestly, it's you don't know what you're getting because they play like they're 12-year-olds playing up against men in the Premiership. But then when they're playing the Champions Cup, they absolute world beaters. We saw the performance that they put up against Castres, and they put just an absolute stunning show on display, as you would expect from champions. But yeah, obviously, I don't know priorities. Maybe they see, oh look, the Premiership is a lost cause. And honestly, by the look of the team sheet, I would say so. And then focus everything onto the Champions Cup. And we are going to be seeing Leinster play the Saints later on in May, I believe. Let me just make sure on that. Yes, Saturday, the 3rd of May, 5:30, we are seeing Leinster play the Northampton Saints. And like I say, this game is sure to be fire. Honestly, I don't know what to expect for that one either. But back to Newcastle and Northampton. Let's break down the squads because, like I say, there's been a couple of missions here. And yeah, can you guess who's the most obvious one? So we're going West, right, and Green as the front three. Munger and Lockett as the lock pairing. Then we have the back row of Scott Young, Mapu, Pearson. I do love a bit of Pearson, especially when he came on in the last game, showing everybody, look, I am still relevant, coming in with that late try and just, finding that pocket of space and making use of it. So absolutely, absolutely brilliant. At scrum half, we have James. And then we have Savala coming in at fly half. Centers are Hutchinson, Odendaal, wingers, Seabrook, Litchfield. And then at fullback, we have James Ram. So obviously, we aren't going to be seeing Hendy for obvious reasons. Furbank, he is still in recovery. I don't know exactly what happened, especially after the last game. It did look like he took a little bit of a knock, which is a little bit scary. Hopefully, it hasn't set back his recovery. Honestly, I think they are just, resting him for this game to prepare for Leinster, because we saw what Furbank is capable of doing without being fully ready and, recovered and fully fit. So just imagine what's going to happen when he is actually ready and raring to go. So yeah, obvious omissions, but we have players like Finn Smith on the bench. We have players like Mitchell on the bench. Juarino Augustus is on the bench. Henry Pollock hasn't even made the squad. Yeah, he hasn't even made the squad. Tommy Freeman hasn't even made the squad. So, yeah, couple big names that have been that have been left out here. But yeah, obviously, I do feel that the Champions Cup is being prioritized over everything else. But ultimately, I don't know. This is going to be a scary game because anything can happen here. The Saints do still hold a pretty solid squad. We look at the work rate that Savala has, and we understand, and I think everybody knows just how quality he is. Is he like Finn Smith? No. But I don't know. I just feel that the squad could come out and absolutely put put Newcastle on their backside, but at the same time, they might not. And, you know, they they might get absolutely slaughtered. The only thing that I guess they do have in their favor is that Newcastle haven't exactly been playing the best. In their last 3 games, they lost. So they lost 17-15 to Exeter, 39-15 to Sale, and then 41-29 to Bath. Their last win was in the Premiership Rugby Cup quarter final, in which they beat Gloucester 22-17, and that was on the 28th of Feb. Right, so 3 games on the trot, they've lost them all, and yeah, that's a big blow for Newcastle. Their morale is pretty low, but they're also at that weird point where you think, okay, they are due a resurgence, right? They've been smacked down and smacked down and smacked down. It's almost time for them to get themselves back up and put in one of those annoyingly good performances, right? The Saints are coming off of 2 solid wins of Castres and Clermont, which they just put through points like crazy. They beat Castres 51-16. Obviously, we saw the likes of Henry Pollock put in spectacular performances. I do just wish that he would tone down that ego just a little bit, and put a little bit more into the actual game itself. And then they beat Clermont 46-24 in the round of 16 of the Champions Cup, and again putting in super solid performances, which again is what you kind of come to expect from the champions. But this is Champions Cup we're talking about. We are not talking about Gallagher Premiership or Premiership Rugby Cup. So we look at the 3 games prior to them winning in the Champions Cup. They lost to Sale 27-24. They lost to Leicester 33-0. And then they also lost to Ealing, which came out of nowhere, 43-26. 3 games on the trot, just like Newcastle are right now. Anything's possible. I just don't feel confident and comfortable with the Saints playing in the Premiership. I do feel that they have now decided, look, this is a lost cause. We are going to put all of our efforts into the Champions Cup, try and get something out of the season, because obviously they're not getting anything out of the Gallagher Premiership. They just aren't. It's as simple as that. So yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting game. I'm definitely going to watch it because, again, we could potentially see a ridiculously high-scoring game. We could see a low-scoring game that is heavily fought, because when you see the likes of players like Chunyamunga, Lockett, they are always down for a fight. They are always down. They are always ready. And then you have a player like James who can really create something out of nothing at times. And then, having a player like Mapu, Pearson, and Scott Young just there at the breakdown, fighting for the ball. Yeah, anything is possible. And it's bound to be a brilliant game. It's just, could I honestly say with confidence that the Saints are going to come in and win and just absolutely demolish Newcastle? I wouldn't even say demolish, just get a win out of Newcastle. I could not say with sheer confidence, especially with this team. Could I also say that Newcastle are going to come in and win? No, because I don't know what kind of performance the Saints are going to be putting in, because they are just that consistent. That they are so consistent at being inconsistent. It is actually quite scary how consistently inconsistent they are. It is scary, but hey, that's just me. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I want to hear what you guys think in relation to this game. And do you think the Saints are going to get anything out of this game? Let me know what your thoughts in the comment section below are. And let me know you're most looking forward to. All right. Plus, score predictions, people. I want to know what your score predictions are, because honestly, I've been thinking about this. I'm gonna give the Saints a win purely because of that that sheer height that they're coming in with. Yes, they don't have Henry Pollock. They don't have, well, they have Mitchell and they do have Finn Smith, who can definitely come on at any point in the game and really put in some serious performances and completely change the game. But I'm I'm gonna give the Saints a win by 3 points. I say this is going to come down to a penalty, and Finn Smith is going to bang it in. It's going to come late second half. We're going to see, more than likely, a stupid tackle. Saints are going to get the penalty. Finn Smith in between the sticks. Game. Finish it out. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe as always, as it really does help my channel grow. And catch you guys in the next one. Bye.